Welcome to your weekly space of self-indulgence, discovery, and community. I'm your host, Mariyah, here to guide you through insights, tips, and stories. Thanks for joining me. Now let's get started. Welcome back to the Self-Indulgent Podcast. I am your host, Mariyah, and today, like a more chill video today, I feel like. In honor of the new year, I wanted to jump on trend and do my ins and outs for 2024. What's in my opinion, for 2024 and what's out. What I'm no longer doing, no longer subscribing to, and what I will be doing and that I learned through 2023. I actually woke up this morning and saw this on TikTok, and then I went on YouTube and saw it on YouTube. So I took that as a sign that this is something that I want to give a shot. Okay, so my first in is putting time limits on social media apps. I started this the last week of December, and I just went into my screen time settings and restricted specifically Instagram and TikTok. So I put an hour limit on each of them for the day, and so far so good. I think so what's out is doom scrolling. I don't want to continue to doom scroll. I feel horrible after doom scrolling. It's so bad. And I'm just never going to get that time back. So my solution is to limit my time on the social media apps. I just think it's good for the brain. I just think that it's going to help with my own creativity, because I do think that we're taking in a lot of other people's stuff and other people's content that our own ways of thinking and our creative brains kind of get like muddy and muffled in the process. I think I talked about that a lot and in more depth in my perfectionism video. I think that was like episode 5. So yeah, I want to limit it. Like even today, I woke up super early, couldn't go back to sleep. So I was doom scrolling because I didn't want to get up either. And the time went off and I was like, oh my God, I forgot I had a time limit because I wasn't even up and doing things yet. So I didn't think it mattered. And then I realized, wow, you just used your whole hour for TikTok before 8:30 in the morning. So yes, I think that was like, I was like, whoa, get up, get out of bed. And so I got out of bed. So I think that it'll be important to my productivity, even just like the noise, I think we're taking in way too much information. I'm taking in personally way too much information at a time. And this is going to help limit that. Like I also read a lot now, so that's good, but I'll get to that later. I think I'd rather fill it with things like that instead of the doom scroll. Time limits in, doom scrolling out. Another, what is out for 2024 is hoarding. I am tired of having too much stuff that has accumulated over years. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of looking at it. When I think about 2023 and the things that I actually used or wore based on what I have, why do I have this stuff? Why am I doing this to myself? Why? And for me, like I get very overwhelmed when my environment is not set up right. And so when there's like drawers full of things and I just have too much, it gets messy and then stuff barely fits and then I avoid it. So then I don't even use my stuff because it's a hassle and a mess to find things and then to have to clean it all up and put it back and like figure out I have too much stuff. We're getting ready to move this month and I have already started purging. I have purged my closet. I've gotten rid of the hair products that I said I was going to use and eventually use that have been in my closet for probably 5 years. Some of the stuff's probably expired. Like it's not worth it. I'm tired of it. It messes with my productivity. It messes with my mood. I'm less likely to do things. I'm less likely to use my stuff. So hoarding's out. That is out. I'm ready to be as minimalistic as possible. And if not super minimalistic, based on whatever I do keep, it's going to be organized. If it cannot be organized, then I need less of it. That's how we're coming. So I think what's in to help me with this, to hold me accountable with this, because I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm never going to buy anything again. Each month, I'm going to start taking inventory of the things that I have. And this will help with like if I wanted to do like a big deep clean for the month, or just like a reorganize, whatever the case is. I think taking inventory of what I have, if there's anything I think I might need, and if I want to buy something, like if I have something on my list that I've wanted to buy, checking if there's anything I can get rid of before I bring it to the house. That is in. We're going to be conscious of our stuff. I think that's going to be helpful. So what is in is physical writing of things. I'm going to be taking physical notes again, like I did before I got a laptop in undergrad. I'm going to write in a physical planner instead of a phone, instead of the electronic Google Calendar. No, I'm going to use a physical planner. I'm going to write things down. And even journaling, I'm going to physically write down things. I've just noticed for me, like I can't type notes. I can't take notes typing. It doesn't stick to me. It doesn't work. It's too much. I write faster and it's easier for me to remember. So I'm switching up that completely. I am trying to limit screen time in general. So I'd rather, instead of having to pull out my phone, I'd rather pull out my planner, write it physically, have it organized in my little book, and that's that. And then for journaling, I don't know, I just think there's something about physically writing out your words. I don't know, it feels, it's more of a release. I feel more connected to it versus typing on my notes. I don't know, I can't give you the exact reason why I feel like that, but I do definitely feel that way about it. I will still obviously be typing essays and stuff. That's going to happen. But as far as everything that I've already named, handwriting in, digital versions out. Next, what is in is using my reminders app on my phone. I cannot tell you how often I think of something, whether it be great, a cool idea, something that I know I need to do eventually, whatever the case is, something super random, something I need to tell somebody, whatever, but I am not going to do it in that moment. I'm setting a reminder on my phone. I had my friend Brandy send me a screen recording of how she does reminders, because I kid you not, she has it set up so that there's things like if she wants to check in about something a year from now, or hold me to something that I said I would do a year from now or something like that, she has a reminder for it to remind her a year from now to say something to me. I love that. I think that that's amazing. Like, you would never forget a birthday or an important date for somebody like you. I just need the reminders. And I don't like Google Calendar is too much for me at this point. I don't know why, I can't tell you. But the reminders app is so helpful. And I even have a reminder now to hydrate every hour on the hour, and to hydrate when I'm texting her because it will get me to drink more. And so that's been really helpful. I have one like with my night routine at a certain time. It's only a few things though. Like I don't want to be overwhelmed either. But like I have one reminder that, like, to take a deep breath, to think about you're going to have a great day. Everything is okay. You can handle things as they come. Don't get sucked into like your melodrama and the rabbit hole of thoughts. I have a reminder for that message to pop up every time I get in my car. Like, you can set it to do it based on when you get in your car or out your car or when you get home. Like, I have like on Fridays, I want to try to do like a mini spa night every Friday, or wash my hair, deep condition. If it's a week to do my nails, wash my hair, all the things. I have that set to alert me when I get home on Fridays. Like when I get in my house, it reminds me that it's spa night. You could set multiple reminders as well. for the same thing. I have one for important dates. I have a list in there for important dates. Did you hear that? That was my hydrate. That was my hydrate alarm, and I don't have my water in here with me, but I have my protein shake. So I'm going to take a sip. I know that that's not water, but it has 25 vitamins and minerals, so that counts. That counts for me for this hour while I'm doing this. So yes, reminders are in. I don't know why I do it to myself. And I'm going to get into other like planner type stuff. I know I talked about physical writing, but I didn't get into planners. I just keep way too much in my head. No wonder I'm anxious, because I'm always wondering if there's something else. I'm forgetting something, like something's always looming over my head. So it's nice to just let it out and know that it's there, and that's it. And it'll remind me, and I'll be like, oh, nice. So yes, that's what's in. Another thing that is in for me this year is going to be doing work at school, in the library, wherever on campus, at coffee shops, at public libraries, Barnes and Noble, wherever, for the change of scenery, because I have come to the realization that I am unable to work at home. Okay, that's not true. I can work at home, but I am less likely to work at home if I'm already on the lower energy end of the spectrum. If I'm already feeling like it's 2 or 3 o'clock and I'm not going to make it. For example, I have a class that ends at 12:15 on Thursdays this coming semester. I'll probably go to the gym right after. So I'll be done probably by 2 o'clock. That's a whole day that I need to get more stuff done. And I'm supposed to be working on my dissertation, so because I'm taking dissertation credits. So that would be a perfect time to do that, right? Since I don't have a class, that's what those hours are supposed to be for. If I go home after the gym and after having a morning class, I'm not going to get anything done. I'm letting you know, right? I know myself. This is it. I've cracked the code. It ain't gonna happen. I get too comfortable. The couch calls me. It whispers my name. It 100% does, and you can't convince me otherwise. And then the big TV, and the setup is nice. My partner has set up our house very nicely. So when I come home, I want to be comfy. And working is not comfy. So that is what is in. Going out into the world to be productive, because it's just not working here. So that's in. I'm going to be a cafe girly and try not to spend money though. Something else that is in for me. I have a lot of ins. I can't really think of outs because either I've already kind of like excavated certain things, so I haven't done them in a while, so I'm not worried about it anymore. So I can't really come up with any, but I have a few more. Next, here is planning. Okay, what is in is scheduling your day by the hours. I know people do this. This is nothing new. I convinced myself that was too much for me and it would be overwhelming. Not true. Not true. I realize that if you're not watching this on YouTube or Spotify, that you cannot see my head shake. So I had to say, not true. I personally have to at this point, and I'm going to go on a rant here because I've been scheduling for like the last week and a half. I've been scheduling my week. So I have a planner that has a week overview for the start of the week. It asks you what went well the last week to reflect on, what you're hoping for this week, what is your main focus this week, an affirmation for the week. And then it asks you everything that you know as of right now that you have to do this week on a to-do list. So you fill that all out, right? And then the next page starts Monday. And then that's where you see the hour to hour, and then the top 3 priorities for the day, and then the to-do list. So you could take some things from the week overview. And so I've been doing the hourly. And when I tell you, man, this is to all of my type A, hard on themselves, probably Virgo somewhere in the big 6. Those folk want to do everything under the sun folk. You need your hour. You need to schedule your days hourly. Because when I tell you, I would put for a to-do list for a day so far doing this, and it'll be 5 things on the list. I'm like, that's it? That's all you're going to do today? So because I start with the list. So I list it out and I'm like, all right, whatever. Then I go to plan it in the hourly, like where I'm going to do what. And I realize that there's only so much time in the day. And then I'm filling up my day with those 5 things. And then I'm like, oh my God, wow, that's a lot of things. Because one thing can take more than 1 hour, right? It's more than likely it is. And then I realized that like, wow, this is how people like don't eat. Like this is how people lose track of time and don't feed themselves. Because as like I'm scheduling in my lunch, I'm like, wow, like lunch, dinner, if you trying to make it more, like all of that takes so much time. And of course, that's why, a lot of people meal prep. But it just made me realize that I've been very hard on myself over the years and wasn't using a planner and just telling myself, oh, I want to do this, and this today. And then not doing half of it, if half, and then feeling like garbage. It was like setting myself up to fail. And then when I see the hourly breakdown, I'm like, oh my God, my expectations for myself were ridiculous, way too strict. And then that's why I always feel anxious or like I'm not doing enough. And I have this guilt or shame that comes with it all the time. Like I feel like I'm not doing enough. And then when I'm burnt out, I have those like days where I just rot. And then I really feel shameful about that because I could have got more stuff done. Like, do you see how it's like, wow, the visual of the hourly setup. It's not about, making yourself anxious because it's like, I have to do this at this time. I have to do this at this time. And like stress, it didn't hit me like that. I thought it would, and that's why I've never done it. It didn't hit me like that. It actually made me realize and be realistic about what I can do in a day. I want to be healthy. I want to be strong. So I go to the gym. At this point, I have a personal trainer now. I spend 2 hours in the gym. That's a major chunk of time. That's not including showering and stretching. Have I been stretching? Not like I'm supposed to. Don't tell nobody. But stretching is in. I just got to find a way to make it in for me. But I'm going to do it. I have to. I'm lifting heavier, and so I need to start stretching to avoid injury. I don't know. For me, that's in. I recommend it. I think hourly scheduling is really great. It gives you a realistic idea of what you can actually do in a day. I also recommend if you, do certain things every day or there's a weekly thing that you're always going to do, I would recommend timing yourself to see how long it actually took. If you want to be a little bit more efficient and you're trying to fit other things into your day, just like be more aware of how long it takes you to do something, because my time blindness is real. I don't always understand or recognize how long it's going to take me to do something, and that actually makes me very avoidant. I don't want to spend hours working on a paper when in reality it may not take that long, and I can just do a specific section. I won't know how long that's going to take me. I think it's really important to try to get to know yourself when it comes to how long it takes you to do specific things if they happen repeatedly, just so that you are less avoidant and can use your time efficiently. Thank you for listening to my rant. I don't know, when I came to that realization, it was like, wow, oh my God, I need to not be so hard on myself. And so, yeah. Okay, what is in is going out solo, alone, by yourself. Go listen to my taking myself on a date video. What is out is only going out if you have people to go with. That's out. I'm not doing that no more. If I want to go do something or I'm interested in something, I'm going to go do it. And I don't care if it's by myself, because I had the best experience going out by myself to places in 2023. I didn't get to do it as much in the last 2 months of the year, but I definitely intend on doing it again. I just gotta be intentional about it and think about what I want to do. And it's not to say don't ever invite anybody to anything, but I think my next one is going to like be going to like a restaurant by myself with my Kindle and vibing, headphones. I think I'm really excited to do that. So that'll be the next one. The next thing that is in for me is astrology, human design, and numerology. Numerology, I believe. And like just spiritual concepts. I don't know. Something has been calling me to all of these things, even just like things that are like readings by psychologists, doctors, but who have a spiritual twist to it. That has been my jam recently, is books that can blend the two, because I'm in a grad program for clinical psych, and I also think that in general, like those spirituality is we don't bring them together, and especially not in programs. So I want to dive into that more. I love that there are people out there doing that in the field. And so it's almost like a form of personal research, just because I don't know exactly what my career is going to look like and what I want to focus on yet, especially being part of a generalist program. So I have time. It's been really cool to see text and social medias of just people like that in the field, because it's still not something that is like, I don't know, I think it's still kind of taboo, and people call it like, oh, they're on like the pop side of like psychology, and I'm like, shut up. What do you mean the pop side? Okay, maybe that's because I grew up with social media. So rushing in the gym is out for me. I don't want to rush in the gym anymore. I don't like rushing. I don't feel complete. I think that, with the workouts that I'm doing now, with the help of a trainer, it just feels like, I don't know, I just love it. I mean, it's like very intentional time. I'm typically not really thinking about anything else unless something is brought to my attention that I have to deal with, or like I get an email. Like I still have troubles with stuff like that, which is going to bring me to something else later. But so what is out for me is just rushing in the gym. I don't want to do that. Something that's in for me on this topic is doing cardio either before or after the workout. And I started doing this last year when school started in like September, because my friend Renee, she always did cardio. So she would do some lifting and cardio on the treadmill or Stairmaster or whatever. And I only was really doing lifting. So we have brought them together, and it has been a beautiful pairing. I have to single-handedly thank her. Thank you, Renee, because I don't think I've said this to you in person, but I will, for getting me on the cardio kick, because I do think that is also playing a huge role in energy, just metabolism boosts, just extra sweat at the end of the workout. And if it's at the beginning, it's a good warm up. So cardio with each lift sesh is 20. I do 20 minutes. Unless I'm like really feeling the workout high, which happens sometimes, and I'll do 30 minutes. But because I'm already in there pretty long, it's probably gonna be 20 minutes. But yes, so that is definitely in. That's something that's something I'm going to continue to do like that. I have no intention of stopping that. She really helped me get into the habit of it, and now it's like a must. Like I don't even think about it. In the beginning, it was rough. The only reason I did it is because she was doing it, and we were able to get on it together. Because if she wasn't there, I was gonna go home. It wasn't gonna happen. It was not gonna happen after the lift. But yeah, we started doing it. I started looking forward to it, and it's been consistent ever since. So another in on top of that cardio is that, wow, I love reading on the treadmill. One, it makes it go by fast. When I say cardio, by the way, I'm talking about an incline speed walk. That is what I'm talking about. That is cardio. My heart rate gets up, and it gets up pretty darn high. So it is cardio. Thank you very much. I'm not running on anything. Although there are times where I'll do like a 2-minute jog or sprint when I'm feeling that high. It don't happen every week, but it happens every so often where I'm like, oh, I feel like doing a little jog, and then I can't breathe, and then I bring the speed back down and I humble myself. But reading has been really cool. I got my Kindle, so it's been so much easier to read on the treadmill with my Kindle. I just set it up on the treadmill because there's usually a little ledge or something, and I just read and I just tap to turn page. I had originally before took a physical book in the gym a few times on the treadmill, and then some days it was great, it worked fine. Other days it was very obnoxious. I was annoyed, it bothered me, it was hard to open the pages, depended on the book, how big the book was, what gym I was at, and how their treadmill situation is set up for me to use it. That is in though, because having the Kindle and doing it has been amazing. So now, and I like to be as efficient as possible, so the fact that I'm doing two at the same time, love it. And it makes the walk go by faster on days where I'm really not feeling it. So that is in. That is a great way for me to continue my habit of reading and also work out. And so take advantage of that 20 minutes. Another thing that I want to be in for me this year is like small weekend trips, because I have this habit of like feeling like I need to wait until I have a large lump sum of money to go somewhere for at least a week. And it's like, no, I'm in grad school, so that doesn't happen frequently. And so why not do smaller mini weekend trips? And I don't gotta go nowhere crazy. I really like DC, so I can do that. I really can drive anywhere when you really think about it. So I think I feel like those are in, like mini trips to have fun, to get away for a little while. That is going to be in this year. I'm going to do that. I'm actually really excited to implement that. Another thing that is out for me, emotional expensive eating. I mean, I'm working on my issues with emotional eating in general, which have gotten a lot better, but emotional expensive eating is worse. And I'm talking about DoorDash specifically is who I'm calling out here. I'm tired of giving those people the extra money. I'm tired of spending money on a meal that is twice as much than what the actual price is. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I don't want to do it anymore. It is out. It is very much out. And that's not to say I'm never going to get DoorDash again. However, when I'm noticing that I'm having the urge, it's usually when I'm not feeling like myself. It's usually when I'm sad. It's just sad girl core. I just want to sit on the couch, naked, watching TV, order my food, usually really, really greasy food, and eating it and just rotting. That is typically when I end up ordering DoorDash. So that's out. We're decreasing that. That is not, we're going to figure something else out. So that brings me to my next thing that's in, which is therapy. Therapy will always be in if you can afford it. If not, which I don't know what I'm going to do when I get off my mom's insurance this year. Yeah, that's gonna suck. So we'll see what insurance plan I even have, but I just think if not therapy, some sort of group community support system is, I think, really just important. That's always gonna be in my opinion. I think that's something that needs to be prioritized. So last December of 2022, I decided I wanted to start a book club and with some of my friends, and we did that, and we did it for a full year. Wow, our year-anniversary is this month. We started in January last year, and we are still going strong. We have read, and I'm trying to think, how many books have we read? We read 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on our 5th book. We're on our 5th book now. And I think that it was pretty good pacing. Like, I think we took some breaks, especially when school got very hectic, and not like super long breaks, like not a month type thing. We would just take, if anything, we would read more and then push back meeting for a week. So we would just have more to talk about for the week, and we would just read a few more chapters instead of meeting to talk because it was too much to meet. Yeah, book clubs are in. I love it. I think it's great. It kind of like keeps me in the realm of reading. and it's fun to talk to people about it. I think it's great. So far, it's only been fiction, I believe, so far. Thinking about a memoir, but with all the stuff going on in the world and being in grad school, the fictions be hitting. So I don't know if we're going to switch it up just yet, but that is definitely in. That has been great. Okay, something else that is in for me that I want to be more intentional about this year is moments of silence. I am trying to get back into meditating because I have fallen off from it. I know, I don't know what it is. I don't know, but I have. And when I was meditating, it's usually a guided meditation or usually a guided meditation. But I actually am enjoying like silence, which is very interesting for me, and just breathing in silence with my eyes closed. Sometimes I'll say an affirmation, a prayer, something. So that is in this year for me. Whenever I can get it, whenever I can do it, I'm gonna do it. Sometimes when I go to the gym, I have a Planet Fitness membership. So I'll go into the back, where the black card members be at, and use whatever lounge chair, massage chair, whatever, and noise canceling headphones and just breathe. And those are usually like 10-minute sessions anyway, so that's perfect. It's like 10 minutes of silence. It's very meditative. So that's in this year. Something that is out this year that gets back to my point earlier about like checking emails and like when I was being in my workout and like being in the zone, and it's super nice unless something comes to my attention and then I'm like, it's hard for me to focus on the workout. What is out and what I really want to work on is responding immediately to things, whether that be an email, whether that like an email from a professor, supervisor, client, a text message from somebody I don't normally get a text from, because then it's like, it feels more urgent. I have this like weird relationship with notifications. And this is why something that's in that I've been doing for years now since I graduated high school is my notifications on TikTok, Instagram so I never get them to my phone. So I'm not dealing with I'm not seeing anybody's DMs. I'm not seeing none of that stuff until I go and open the app. I obviously don't do that with my phone or my text messages, but I'm considering doing it for my emails. And I don't know, I have to think more about this because here's the thing. I could get the notification so that I can see it, right? Because I do think that there are things that are urgent and need to be responded to immediately. But I think I've gotten in the habit of just doing it when I see it. And I really don't want to get too attached to that habit, especially as I'm creating my professional self in the workspace and all that stuff. Like, I don't want people to have that kind of access to me. I either have to work on not responding, but the thing is, it was when I don't respond, especially if somebody's asking me for something, I get anxious about it. Like, I start overthinking it. It's very hard for me to not respond. It may just help for me to turn the notifications off until I figure out a way for me to be okay with not responding until I'm back in, or until it's an appropriate hour to respond, or until a business day. You know what I mean? Like, so far have not been able to shake that anxious feeling once I see it. It's very distracting for me. It's very hard for me to do things again. So the solution may be just to turn the email notifications off. I'm just very nervous about doing that, especially in a grad school program and like an externship where like I'm working with clients and like, I don't know. I haven't figured out the balance of that. But I know that immediately responding is out for this year. Like, I have to find some sort of balance, baby steps to work my way up to where I want to be. So last year, I was able to teach myself how to do my own nails. And that is very much in this year. I'm so excited to do it. The last 2 times I had my nails done, my mom treated me to getting my nails done at the nail salon. So I have not done it in the last 2 months because they last a really long time. But let me tell you, acrylics are out, because if you will notice, I have one missing on this hand. This whole hand is fine. This was an accident. But when I tell you there's a tear in my actual nail bed and it hurts so bad, and my nail looks horrible. I mean, it looks horrible. And this is from one refill. It looks horrible. This is why I stopped doing it in the first place. But I was like, okay, it's free. Why not? I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to do my nails myself. I'm very excited to do that. I have, the tools that I need already. I just want to start experimenting more with like designs and stuff. So I'm very, very, very excited to do that. DIY stuff is in. That is in, period. And my final thing that I have on my list of what's in is voice notes. Voice notes are very much in for me. I like sending them. They're easier for me. I hate typing things out. And I'm a typer who's going to send you multiple messages. I'm not going to send you a long ass paragraph. So you better be happy with the one voice note. Otherwise, you're getting your phone blown up with 26 messages. And I don't want to do that. And you don't want that. So that is what is in for me. I really do like voice notes. And I can play them on ×2 speeds or 0.15 speed. Yeah, send me voice notes because now I can speed it up. So yeah, that is very much in for me. I think that is it for all of my ins and outs for 2024 that I'm thinking about, that's been on my mind, that I think are going to be a big part of making my year successful in 2024 and just being more intentional. I think all of these things kind of not only make me more intentional, but also kind of help me connect better to and with myself. So I'm very excited. Please comment down below some of your ins and outs. I guess your reflection question for this week is to make a list of, you don't have to make a list as long as mine, but once I started, I couldn't stop. It just started coming to me. But just maybe 5 ins and 5 outs. I really like this concept. I think it's just a cute, quick little way to be reflective, but not overthink things, and just to kind of remember even just the little things that help and matter. I really liked the idea. So yeah. And then comment 1 down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps a lot. Join the community. Follow us on Instagram. And I will see you next week. I am going to be changing my upload days, so I will no longer be doing it on Tuesday. I have a tentative doing them on Thursdays, posting them on Thursdays, but we'll see when the semester starts if that can stay, depending on some schedule changes that might be happening. So that is the new changes, and thank you again so much for listening, and have a blessed and intentional week. Bye.